weld analysis to 24-hour metal repairs, trust A&P to get the job done. For quality craftsmanship and dependable service, visit apfabllp.com. That's apfabllp.com. A&P Fabrication and Construction. Built strong, built right.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry.
No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices.
To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
Looking for a great midweek treat? Come to Mezcal Mexican Restaurant every Wednesday and Thursday and enjoy their sizzling fajita special. $13.99 plus tax all day long. Don't forget all day 2-for-1 margaritas. Are you planning a large party? Let Mezcal handle it. Call 337-484-3298 and Mezcal will take care of everything. That's a fajita special, $13.99 plus tax all day Wednesday and Thursday at Mezcal Mexican Restaurant, 3546 Ambassador Caffrey, next to Rooms to Go. Come taste the flavor of Mezcal.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Karen Crow Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros took the go-home game with the San Francisco Giants 2-1 yesterday afternoon. Nick Allen delivered the decisive go-ahead run on a sac fly in the 8th inning to seal it for Houston. Now the Astros will have a day off as they travel back to Houston to get ready to host the Mariners on Friday night. Quarterback Jaden Daniels has issued a cease and desist to LSU, telling his former school that they can no longer use his name, image, and likeness. The decision by Daniels' camp was made due to sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett being given the number 5 jersey for the upcoming season. New head coach Lane Kiffin gave Pickett the number 5 jersey earlier this offseason, stating that the previous coaching staff promised the number to Pickett during his recruitment to LSU. Will Wade has finally added another player to his team in UCLA transfer guard Sky Clark. Clark is seeking a waiver for a 5th year of eligibility, and if granted, LSU would be his 4th team in 5 years. The NFL preseason gets fully underway tonight with 6 games taking place. Play begins at 6 p.m. with the Detroit Lions facing the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then 3 more games will follow at 6:30 and 7 p.m. before the last kickoff of the night between the Tennessee Titans and the San Francisco 49ers at 8 p.m. The Los Angeles Lakers were sold yesterday for a record-breaking $12.5 billion to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. The sale is the largest for a sports franchise in history, beating out the Lakers' previous sale in 2025 by $2.5 billion. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. Dynamic duos are nothing new to Louisiana sports fans. Breeze and Colston, Burrow and Chase. And here in Acadiana, we have our very own dynamic duo.
You're beautiful.
It's the big, bald, bearded, and beautiful one, Raymond Parch III.
I'm sexy and I know it.
And the man with the best head of hair in sports talk radio in Louisiana and Mississippi, James Meche. Here is RP3 and Meche on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
The drama never ends across the basin. It's always something going on over there in Baton Rouge. Good day to you and yours. Welcome into a Thursday edition of RP3 and Meche. I am the big, bald, beautiful one, Raymond Parch III, better known as RP3. I am joined inside the Bill and Abear Studios here in Upper Lafayette by the producer extraordinaire, LAB award winner, Pro Football Hall of Fame sweatshirt enthusiast, James Meche. Good day, sir.
Oh, good day, Raymond.
Good day.
It's good stuff.
More preseason football tonight, bud.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
start
y'all.
the actual week 1 slate.
There we go. He's very excited. We got a tremendous show lined up for you today. It'll be our last live show of the week. We'll have a best of show running tomorrow. Some of our best interviews from SEC Media Days and from the Pro Football Hall of Fame trip that we did. That'll be tomorrow. Today, we only got one guest, Les East of CrescentCitySports.com. He'll join us. We'll talk Saints training camp, Saints preseason, and maybe throw in a Pelicans question if we dare do so. We're also going to share audio with you from Coach Dez, the man in charge of the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. And they're in the second week of fall camp right here in Lafayette. We'll hear from Lane Kiffin and Sam Levitt as well. They're in the second week of fall camp. We'll share that with you as well. So we're going to do that in hour number 2. All that audio and Les East, our one guest, will be in the second hour of today's show. And we have a poll question of the day to get to. It's about jerseys, which is funny because that's also...
It also works well with today's special.
And let's get right to it.
The fellas can't help with your lunch plans, but they can serve up the top stories of the day in bite-sized pieces. Time to order up today's specials here on RP3 and Meche. Order up.
The special for today is about a jersey number and about someone that used to wear that jersey number at LSU that now has got his attorney involved. An attorney representing Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels, who wore number 5 in his 2 years at LSU, which resulted in a trip to the SEC championship game, as well as a Heisman Memorial Trophy. Well, Jaden, who was also Rookie of the Year in the NFL for my Washington Commanders, he has informed his former school, LSU, that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness, according to an August 5th letter sent to Tigers athletic director Verge Alsbury, which has been obtained by ESPN. At the center of this dispute, according to the statement from Daniel's spokesperson to ESPN, is that the Tigers are allowing sophomore cornerback and former highly recruited high school player DJ Pickett to wear the number 5 jersey that Daniels wore when he became LSU's 3rd Heisman Trophy winner back in 2023. While Daniels' jersey has not been retired by the Tigers, by the way, Pickett would be this would be the first time a player has worn the number 5 since Daniels left the program for the NFL. Quote, "The Daniels family is deeply disappointed and feels profoundly disrespected by LSU's decision to give Jaden's number to another player. Jaden and his family had every reason to believe that his number would remain a meaningful part of the LSU legacy and would be honored and protected in recognition for his extraordinary contributions to the university." Further on, quote, "Jaden made it clear that he did not want his number given to another player, and he believed his wishes would be respected," the statement said. "His Heisman Trophy winning season and everything he accomplished on and off the field cemented his place in LSU history. To see his number given to another player is incredibly disappointing and feels like a failure to honor the significance of what Jaden accomplished at LSU." So let's attack this real quick. I just want to point out for historical perspective here, there's only one number in LSU history that's not allowed to be worn by another player. Just one. That's Billy Cannon's. That's it. You realize that, right? Even though they've retired the number of Charles Alexander, number 4, Jerry Stovall, what I believe is 21. I'd have to look it up. I don't have it memorized. It's Billy Cannon, number 20. It's Jerry Stovall's number. I was there for that game when they retired that. I was there for the game when they retired Charles Alexander's number a few years ago. They're going to do Burt Jones's number this season, number 7. The only one that's not allowed to be worn by players has been Billy Cannon's. That's it.
Yeah, the covenant number 20.
Correct. So even though Jerry Stovall,
who was 21.
21, thank you. Charles Alexander's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Burt Jones, who will have his jersey retired this season during a ceremony, was number 7.
Yep.
And I think I'm forgetting one more.
Tommy Casanova, number 37.
My apologies. Should have known Tommy. So those are guys that are in the College Football Hall of Fame. Those are guys in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, some of them, right? The only one that has the jersey, the number that is not to be worn, is Billy's. And Burt Jones, the only LSU player to be named NFL MVP, by the way. Just want to point that out. They're not going to stop wearing number 7. Number 7 holds a special distinction at LSU, right? Just like number 18 does.
Yes, the best playmaker.
Okay, there we go. So, this is, on the surface, this is just small and petty. And, first of all, who cares? Like, great players come through that program like they do every college football program in this country. Every one. And unless the number is actually retired and taken out of circulation, it does not matter. Now, there's layers to this as well. Since the initial reporting yesterday, we have found out that Brian Kelly, who recruited Jaden Daniels out of the transfer portal to come to LSU, right? He's also the one that recruited and helped recruit DJ Pickett out of high school, out of Florida, to come to LSU to be part of DBU. And he reportedly promised Pickett that when he came to LSU that they would allow him to wear the number 5. But then he didn't allow DJ Pickett to wear the number 5 because he knew it would upset Jaden Daniels. So Brian Kelly strikes again.
OBK.
So that's a little sidebar here. It's not BK's, it's no head coach's job here to be promising things like that. Like, LSU fans are immensely appreciative of what Jaden Daniels did for their team, just like they're immensely appreciative what Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson or Joe Burrow has done, right?
Yes.
So, Kat, you're a Heisman Trophy winner. You're going to get a statue. More than likely, the number 5 will be retired down the road. Now, LSU has its own policy. You have to be, I think, 5 years removed from playing to then have the consideration of having your jersey retired. But also, a lot of those guys that have already had their numbers retired played like 4 or 5 years. Now, that's a different era, right? I understand all of that, right? So that's going to make things interesting for LSU go down the road when it comes to Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels only being there 2 years. And they do have other numbers that can't be worn in, like, basketball. I think it's Bob Pettit, Shaq, are numbers that can't be worn. You can't wear Skip Burtman's number either, the longtime Hall of Fame legendary skipper of the LSU baseball team. So there's a couple of others, right? They're off limits. But in football, it's just Billy Cannon. And then Kiffin told reporters back on August 5th that Pickett had been promised he could wear number 5 when he signed with the Tigers in December 24, because that's the number that he wore in high school. So Kiffin's like, well, I don't care, right? And Kiffin doesn't care about Jaden Daniels and his feelings on this matter, or Jaden and his mother's feelings, however you want to view this situation. Because Lane's job is to win right now. So if one of the top 5 best players on his roster, because that's what Pickett is,
wants a number that's available,
you're going to give the kid the number to make him happy. That's because you're wanting to win games right now. Why is this happening? Like, giving the number 5 and having a different last name on it doesn't take away from what Jaden Daniels did. That's why retiring jerseys and the numbers is a silly thing anyway. Like, is DJ Pickett wearing number 5 going to make you out there listening, LSU fan, or anybody here working at the station, is that going to make you forget when Jaden Daniels wearing number 5 rolls out and finds Mason Taylor for the game-winning score against Alabama inside Tiger Stadium? Is it going to make you forget
how he ran all over Florida's defense?
Just decimated Florida's defense when he won the Heisman Trophy? Is it going to make you forget that he was such an impactful player on a roster that only had 30-some-odd scholarship players on it, that he was able to elevate things that year? And despite having a terrible defense, and they got all the way to the SEC championship game in year one? Is DJ Pickett wearing number 5 going to make you forget where you were when you saw Jaden Daniels hoist up the Heisman Memorial Trophy? The answer to all of those things is no. So what are we doing here? What are we doing? The same thing would be if they decided to let someone else wear number 9 after Joe Burrow. Now, Burrow's accomplishments in college were far more than Jaden's at LSU, because they went 15-0, had the best season possibly in modern college football history, rewrote all the record books, so forth and so forth. Okay, it's not to take away from Jaden, but if you're comparing the two Heisman Trophy seasons, one's slightly better than the other, right? But if they decided, if Lane Kiffin said, you know what, check it, Trey Green, we're going to let you wear number 9 this year. Why would you care? It's not going to take away from the 15-0 national championship season. It's not going to take away from Joe Burrow rewriting the NCAA record books. It's not going to take away from the fact that he hoisted the Heisman Trophy and became only the second player in LSU history and the first since Billy Cannon to win college football's most prized possession. Right? So what are we doing? What are we doing here?
It's being selfish and pay. That's what it really is.
LSU's policy regarding jerseys being retired, which is published on its website, by the way, states that any number retired after January 1, 2007 does not preclude a current student-athlete in that sport from wearing the jersey number in that or any other sport, subject to the discretion of the head coach. The number 20 jersey made famous by Cannon, who was the team's first Heisman Trophy winner in 1959, is the only number that can't be worn again by a football player. That's it. So we've had people wear number 37. That was Casanova's. We've had people wear number 21. That was Stovall's number. We've had people wear number 4, Mr. Alexander's number, friend of the show. And we've had multiple players, because it's been such a distinction, to wear the number 7 jersey, which Burt Jones wore, and that jersey's being retired on November 14th. Yet, we're sending cease and desist letters. And the other interesting part of this is the timing. Okay? This is the timing. In the cease and desist letter sent to Alsbury, attorney Adam Kenner noted that Daniels' contract with LSU permitted the school to use his name, image, and likeness for 180 days beyond his final game in college. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Half a year after he's done.
But we didn't send a cease and desist letter since then, right? There was no cease and desist letter to not let you be able to buy LSU Jaden Daniels jerseys after he got into the NFL and won Rookie of the Year and led the Commanders to the NFC Championship game. Now, all of a sudden, it's an issue. All of a sudden, a few days after it's announced that a new player is going to be wearing the number 5. But once again, on the back of the jersey, it's going to say Pickett, not Daniels. It's not as if someone is pretending to be Jaden Daniels out there. Like, this is just kind of nonsense. Unnecessary nonsense. And this is also something that could have easily been handled. Why not have a big, like, you could have had a big NIL thing where Jaden could have had this moment where he says, hey, man, appreciate all this stuff. He could get paid. You could pay him $1 million, whatever it is. I don't care. Gordon McKernan, whoever is one of the big LSU boosters, goes down and says, hey, let's have this fun social media video where Jaden doesn't want to give the number 5 jersey to Pickett. And then he relents. He says, hey, man, do this jersey proud. You could have a whole thing here. Like, this is an easy thing to have resolved. Instead, you get lawyers involved. Instead, now it's a big messiness. And it's just so petty and just so unnecessary.
And I remember when Michael Irvin, he had been asked before, he was like, why did you let CeeDee Lamb wear number 88? And same thing with Dez for the Cowboys. And he said, why would I want my jersey retired when these guys that I trust can keep the number alive? And instead of it being in the rafters and people kind of forget about it, anytime they say that was a great play by Bryant or Lamb, it'll be like, that's something Michael Irvin would have done. Now, it's not quite the same thing since Daniels played quarterback and DJ Pickett plays cornerback, but still, it's like
Irvin's
anytime.
one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, and he's let other guys wear his number at the U.
Yeah.
Right? And the number 88 holds special distinction for the Dallas Cowboys, if you're talking about a professional level, right? Pearson wore it. Mike wore it. Right? Didn't Dez wear it?
Yes. And now CD wears it.
And CD wears it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So, I just, this is just PR nightmare fuel. And
especially right before the season, when you were injury-plagued last year and went from 0 to hero in your rookie year, and then all of a sudden had 3 separate injuries and had a bad year this last year, you kind of want to rebound and kind of focus on trying to get everybody back into form over there in Washington, and yet you and your attorney, which is your mom, are worried about jersey numbers back in college.
And here's another wrinkle to it. Courtesy of our guy, Matt Moscona, on the men, by the way, but still reporting stuff on social.
I was going to say I had the retired numbers.
This is
it's a separate thing.
This is another wrinkle to the story.
Oh, okay.
From Scone, the LSU Jaden Daniels saga takes another strange turn. Sources confirm Daniels' camp wanted LSU to return its copy of the Heisman Trophy because the player gets one and the school gets one, by the way. Just so everyone knows. Apparently, Daniels' camp wanted LSU to return its copy of the Heisman Trophy, something LSU, by the way, has no intention of doing, nor should they. Daniels contacted LSU leadership before a fall camp. Lane Kiffin has personally spoken to Daniels. So not only has this cat said, don't let someone wear my number 5, I want the copy of the Heisman Trophy that you have on display. I want that as well.
That's your quarterback.
How about instead of giving Mama Daniels piggyback rides at training camp and sending cease and desist letters and wanting copies of the Heisman Trophy returned to you, which that it's not yours to begin with. You have your copy. The school gets theirs, by the way. Why don't you be focused on being healthy and being a great quarterback for your team? How about that? Just throwing it out there. But I know I'm going to be old guy screaming at the clouds there. Got to take a time out. Always drama involving LSU. Never ends. When we come back, we'll unveil our poll question of the day.
This is RP3 and Meche live on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Make sure to set your alarm and tune in Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock for Sports Shorts here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Join me, Ronnie Rance, and the Sports Shorts team of Tommy Christsan, Hunter McCann, and the crazy man, Joel Davis, as we break down the sports and teams that you love. The LSU Tigers, New Orleans Saints, and everything in between. Tune in Saturday mornings from 10 to noon for Sports Shorts here on Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
The best businesses aren't just businesses, they're neighbors. Here's a message from a proud certified South Louisiana business.
Bro Bridge Truck Stop Casino. They have the newest games around. Hot seat drawings and monthly specials like no one else. Located on the Bro Bridge Highway and on the banks of the Vermilion River. Come out today and try your luck at the Bro Bridge Truck Stop Casino.
When you support local businesses, you strengthen the communities we call home. Shop local, support local, certified South Louisiana.
Misfits Dine and Drink, a destination restaurant in Broussard, is constantly evolving. Dine in for great food and a great atmosphere. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or brunch on Saturday or Sunday, stop in to enjoy a handmade gourmet pizza or one of their delicious pastas. Take a sip of their new and seasonal craft cocktails and mocktails. And don't forget dessert. Try the birthday cake bread pudding. Whether it's new menu items or old favorites, come to Misfits for a great food experience. It's classic Italian with a modern twist. Misfits Dine and Drink, 200 Heritage Parkway off Highway 90 in Broussard.
MeTV is America's #1 classic entertainment television network. And here's one of the reasons everybody loves MeTV.
Oh, it's a classic.
The great comedy lineup on weeknights.
This will be fun. Come on.
With Meche.
Loaded with snappy comebacks.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I was just funning with Barney.
And Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now we got a show.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices.
To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the LHSAA and the Louisiana High School Athletic Directors Association.
This is ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, broadcasting live from the Beal and Hebert studios in Upper Lafayette. Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. Back to more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Poll question of the day, and this one's pretty interesting. This might cause a little bit of a divide. Who knows? We asked you on Facebook and on X on this Thursday, is putting your own last name on a team jersey that you root for
call cat
acceptable? Absolutely. It's fine. It depends. Or absolutely no way, can't do it. Right now, 53% of the votes are saying no way. About 18% of people are saying either it's absolutely or it's fine, and 12% say that it depends on the situation.
So what's the situation?
I don't know.
Like
when I saw it depends, I was like, I don't know what it would depend on. I mean, I guess if you're like doing it for a team that you don't really root for, then it's like, why? But I mean, if it's your favorite team, then it's like, I don't see how it would be a different scenario. For me personally, I don't see how there's a problem.
Okay, explain yourself.
Well, I mean, if it's, like I said, if it's the team that you root for, it's the team you're dedicated to, you decide to spend your money, and it's like, well, I don't want to wear a hat, or I don't want to wear the foam finger. Getting a jersey, you customize and put your name on it. I mean, it's your own special little twist on representing your favorite team.
I see.
Especially if you put your favorite number on it, too. So it's like...
Well, just to make sure it's not 5 if you're an LSU fan. Can't do that.
Definitely cannot let it be 5. Especially if your initials are J and D.
No, can't do that.
No.
Okay, if your last name is... if your name is...
Especially if your name is not Daniel or Daniels. That'll be fun to differentiate.
I'm just saying.
But no, to me, like, for example, if I wanted to get a Saints jersey, which I haven't done yet, but I've always thought about, I mean, putting my last name Meche on there and then getting number 15, it's like, that really differentiates from the rest of history because there's never been a Saints player with the last name Meche that wore number 15. So it's like it'd be my own special little thing that's unique to only me. I don't see where there would be a problem with that.
I don't care is my answer.
Okay. I thought you were going to say it was terrible because I know before you said if you get your team's jersey and it's someone else's name, what are you doing?
If you want to wear a jersey of your favorite player from your favorite team, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have some. I have a Fred Smoot jersey. I have a Chris Cooley jersey. I have a Sean Taylor jersey. I have a Rigo jersey. So I have jerseys. Now, I haven't bought a jersey in years because you get to a certain age where you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. So my initial thought is, I guess it's fine, right? Depends is an interesting answer. Like it depends on like how. Like, you know, if it's like a Make-A-Wish situation and you give the kid the jersey and you put his name on the back, okay, that's cool. Like, I understand that. You want to do something with the youngsters? Okay. If you're a grown man, if you're over the age of 30 and you're ordering custom jerseys of a team that you never played for with your name on it, it's not my jam. It's not how I would do things. Just being real. That's your choice if that's what you want to spend your money on. I think it's a little silly, but I get the reason why I say I really don't care is because I understand kind of like the fandom behind it, right? Like, I love my team so much, I represent my fandom by putting the name on the back. It's a little egocentric, right? It's a little bit about kind of stroking your own ego, putting your own name on a team that you never played for, which seems odd to me. But I'm not like railing against it. So I understand the fanatical part of that, right? Of being a diehard fan. If you're willing to spend $150 to get a custom jersey with your name on it, okay, good for you. I mean, I'm going to spend money elsewhere. But I don't hate it. I guess there's worse things you could do as a fan to show your representation. For kids, I think it's far more acceptable for your kid if you want to buy your son something special or something like that, right? Like if they're a kid growing up and they watch football with you. Okay, maybe you want to put the kid's name on there or something like that as a nice gift, right? But if you're over the age of 30, like if you're 42 years old, Kat, and you're out there getting a custom jersey done with your name on the back, I'm not hating on it, but I have questions.
It's kind of like outgrowing it.
Right. It gets to a certain point where you're like, are we still doing this?
Well, as long as there's not like a significant weight change or size change for yourself, and you could still have it back when you were in your 20s and you made the custom jersey, and it still works and it still holds together and it still fits. Like
it is showy though. It is showy in the regard of you're walking into the game and people are looking at jerseys and there's a Drew Brees jersey, or there's a Ricky Jackson jersey, or there's a Reggie Bush jersey, or a Deuce jersey, or a Taysom jersey, and then they go,
There's
Mesh.
a guy named Parch that played.
Right, Parch, Mesh, Purser, Eisner. What? You're gonna be like, really?
No,
really, dude, really?
Not me. I always think, oh, cool. You went through the extra effort to like get your own custom jersey. I think it's cool. I like it.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Yeah.
Heaven forbid someone does their own thing and makes it unique to them.
Yeah, but there's a problem there. Like, once again, I'm not hating on you. You get all defensive about it, and especially coming from a guy who hasn't even done it yet. But yet, it's already been marinating in the brain because you've been wanting to. You just haven't pulled the trigger on buying your custom jersey yet.
Also, because I'm not paying $150 for a jersey.
That's the other part too. It's just like, I don't know. It seems silly to me. Let's head out to the ESPN hotline. Welcome on, Paul. Paul, good day to you. What's on your mind, bud?
How's it going? I want to answer your question. I think y'all looking at this really wrong. Now, Foot will call you an elitist for doing it, but, I mean, something wrong with that guy. But it saves you a lot of money. I got 2 jerseys. My Knicks jersey is 23. I put my own name. My Saints jersey is 21. Put my own name. You know why? Think about it. Players come and go all the time. You buy a person jersey, they didn't trade them or got rid of it. And now you got to go buy another jersey. Look how much money you're spending on these jerseys.
But why do you have to go buy another jersey? I kept the jerseys of my favorite players even after they left my team or retired. Why do you have to get a new one?
No, I mean, they're gone, like Lattimore. Wasted a lot of money on Lattimore jerseys. I got them in all Saints colors, jerseys, old school, everything. And he went to the your team, matter of fact. What's the point? He don't play for my team no more. So you got to sell that jersey, get rid of it, throw it, whatever you got to do. It makes no sense.
I mean, you don't have to go that far.
You don't have to do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it. You don't. No. Now, if it's only jerseys I will keep or wear more as a souvenir for the great ones, like my greatest players, Deion Sanders or Terrell Owens or something. Those guys you keep forever. Or you might know the person, or you have an autograph jersey. But when it's your team, I think, a Drew Brees, I think you keep forever, Hall of Famer. But if it's just, like, you got to come out when the time he goes. I mean, he don't play for the team no more. You got to go.
I mean, I'm still keeping my Kamara jersey, but that's just me.
No. I mean, if I look at, say if he goes to another team, he can't keep the jersey. Can't keep the jersey. He played for another team. He don't play for your team anymore. Guy retired, I could see, you keep the guy because he stayed with your team. He retired with your team. But when he could play for another team, I mean, no, they traded him or he went through free agency. He's playing for another team. It makes no sense.
Yeah, but I could argue, let's say I agree with that, which I kind of do. Okay. But then you get a jersey made with your own name for a team that you never played for.
Oh, no, you play for that team every day. Every day, all year.
Emotionally?
All the sweat, blood,
Emotionally playing for them?
Fan that you put in for that. You're going to never leave that team if you're a fan. So you are a member for life.
It's a forever contract.
They're not going to trade you. They're not going to kick you off the team. You have a jersey that you paid for one time.
They might ban you from the stadium.
A lot of money.
There we go, bud. I appreciate the phone call, buddy. Thank you.
All right. Now, remember, orange and blue skies everywhere. Have a blessing.
There it is.
I should have cut him off.
We got to take a time out. Keep voting on the poll question of the day. Keep leaving your comments on Facebook and on X. If you want to talk about it as well, you can give us a call. We'll have an open phone line segment here. ESPN hotline will be open, 337-706-0111. You're listening to RP3 and Meche.
This is RP3 and Meche, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we got to go fast now.
The Houston Astros took the go-home game with the San Francisco Giants 2-1 yesterday afternoon. Nick Allen delivered the decisive go-ahead run on a sac fly in the 8th inning to seal it for Houston. Now the Astros will have a day off as they travel back to Houston to get ready to host the Mariners on Friday night. Quarterback Jaden Daniels has issued a cease and desist to LSU, telling his former school that they can no longer use his name, image, and likeness. The decision by Daniels' camp was made due to sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett being given the number 5 jersey for the upcoming season. New head coach Lane Kiffin gave Pickett the number 5 jersey earlier this offseason, stating that the previous coaching staff promised the number to Pickett during his recruitment to LSU. Will Wade has finally added another player to his team in UCLA transfer guard Sky Clark. Clark is seeking a waiver for a 5th year of eligibility, and if granted, LSU would be his 4th team in 5 years. The NFL preseason gets fully underway tonight with 6 games taking place. Play begins at 6 p.m. with the Detroit Lions facing the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then 3 more games will follow at 6:30 and 7 p.m. before the last kickoff of the night between the Tennessee Titans and the San Francisco 49ers at 8 p.m. The Los Angeles Lakers were sold yesterday for a record-breaking $12.5 billion to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. The sale is the largest for a sports franchise in history, beating out the Lakers' previous sale in 2025 by $2.5 billion. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you. Do you need more of the fellas here on Southwest Louisiana's sports station? Of course you do. So go make sure and subscribe to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles YouTube channel at ESPN_SWLA. Don't forget to turn that bell on so you get notifications for new episodes of Four Tire Change Podcast, where Dawson Iserloh talks all things NASCAR, or Cleats and Sneaks with James Meche. Get yourself more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station at ESPN_SWLA on YouTube.
It's 9 a.m. You just received a voicemail from your boss.
Hey, Janet. Heads up. We got an important meeting coming up Thursday. The big guys are coming into town, so I need you in charge of lunch, and we've got to look good.
Luckily for Janet, she knows a place, and she knows her boss will be impressed.
Honey Baked Ham can cater your next event. Delicious and freshly sliced deli trays, box lunches with sandwich, chips, and dessert. Or try our fresh salad boxes and the perfect touch with a meat and cheese tray. Honey Baked Ham Company.
Are your pipes giving you problems? Is that leaky faucet driving you crazy? Don't wait for a plumbing disaster. Call the experts at Ace Plumbing, your trusted local plumbers for over 30 years. At Ace Plumbing, we do it all. Clogged drains, water heater repairs, pipe replacements, and more. With decades of experience, we deliver fast, reliable, and affordable solutions for your home or business.
Ace Plumbing fixed my burst pipe in no time, and the price was great. They're the only plumbers I trust.
From small leaks to big emergencies, Ace Plumbing is just one call away. We're available 24/7 because plumbing problems don't wait. Call Ace Plumbing today at 337-565-2519 or visit us online at aceplumbinginc.com. That's 337-565-2519.
Ace Plumbing, your personal plumber. Let us give you a hand.
Your Honor, I would like to introduce exhibit number 1.
MeTV is America's #1 classic television network.
There can only be one number 1, me.
MeTV features over 60 of the greatest classic TV series each week.
Go with the winner.
Enjoy dramas, comedies, westerns, sci-fi, and more.
You just watch me.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
MeTV is memorable entertainment television.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through.
One is known far and wide for his luscious head of hair.
We just wash the hair. You know, I work on my hair a long time.
The other wishes he still had his. Back to more RP3 and Meche.
It's the end of an era.
You mean Jane Daniels' relationship with LSU?
I mean, that too. We can make that an ongoing joke. It especially works so well because Jaden Daniels, JD5, JD Pickett 5.
This could have been handled.
I mean, it's just poetry.
So many different ways, man. It could have been so much better.
Especially behind the scenes. And you could have got it done real quick. If it really bothered you that much.
But of course, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the announcement that came last night.
Yes.
About a great player.
An all-timer, really.
Announcing that he's retiring from the NBA after 18 seasons. Of course, we're talking about Russell Westbrook. Played 18 NBA seasons with 7 different teams, but primarily known for his time in Oklahoma City. And that was the franchise. Originally, Seattle Supersonics. Both Durant and Russ were drafted by the Supersonics before they went to OKC. But primarily with OKC, where he won his MVP and broke the triple-double record. 37-year-old wrote on a social media post, sometimes you don't even know when you've already watched the end. You had to be there, and now it's over. And they did a video, which was narrated by Michael B. Jordan, and Russ doesn't even speak in it, and I thought it was awesome. You can be critical of Russell Westbrook for a lot of different things, right? 3-point shooting, not the best.
Definitely not.
You can say that, we can have a conversation if you want to about the triple-double record, which I think is a silly thing. Look, he went out there and played, and he got the record. So I know some people are like, well,
I assume you're talking about like him trying to stat pad to get that record.
But I never felt him to be a stat padding player.
I was going to say, and it'd be funny because people debunked it with videos of like the quote-unquote stat padding that people are accusing Russ of, and it would be him hustling for a rebound against a 6'10 center, getting it, and then dishing it to his teammate for a three-pointer to try and cut their deficit down from like 7-4.
Correct. He was an inner-city kid there in L.A., stayed home, played for UCLA. He was electric for 2 seasons there. Played with Kevin Love, if I remember right, back in college. I'm that old to remember that. Selected number 4 overall in the 2008 NBA draft by the Supersonics, but never played a game in that city because they moved to Oklahoma City that summer. Those great OKC teams that they built with him and Durant and Ibaka, and then they brought in Perk, right, and obviously James Harden. They made it to the finals. They didn't win, losing in the 2012 NBA Finals to the Miami Heat. I still remember him scoring, I want to say, 40-plus in Game 4 of that series. He was like 23. He remains the Thunder's career leader in scoring, assists, rebounds, and steals. When I think of his legacy, the thing that I think about, and I don't think about initially the triple-double record that he broke of Oscar Robertson's, becoming the first player since Oscar in 1962 to average a triple-double for a full season. That's when he won the MVP award, 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, 10.4 assists, and posted an NBA record 42 triple-doubles that season. I don't think of him as a 9-time All-Star. You look at his stats, nearly averaged 21 points, 7 boards, 8 assists per game in 18 seasons. It's amazing. Very, very good electric player. I don't think about the year that he won the MVP. When I think of Russ, I think of a guy that gave 110% all the time. When Durant bolted for Golden State, when Harden left, at first it was Harden, then it was Durant, and all of a sudden Russell Westbrook is like that Will Smith from Fresh Prince meme where he looks around the living room and is like, oh, it's just by himself. Ibaka left, right? Ibaka went to Toronto. Perk retired. It was him. And when I watched him play, was he a perfect player? No. Were there things about his game where you went, you'd like him to be a little bit better? I never once in nearly 2 decades of watching Russell Westbrook play basketball, when I watched him in college through his NBA career, did I ever go, that's a guy that's taken time off?
No, not at all.
Like, to use a football term, the cat had a motor, and it was running all the time. He could have quit on those OKC teams, but he didn't, right? He never once can anyone go, well, that's a guy that gave up, because he just never did.
He always brought energy. I mean, it was honestly impressive, the fact that he never took a possession or a game or a quick road trip off. It was Russ gave you every single thing he had, every single night, every single minute, every single possession. And honestly, it was impressive with how long he did it for, because usually like those super athletic guys that are ultra aggressive and always attacking the rim,
they don't last.
They start to fall off. But the fact that he went till 37 years old, because he's almost 38. His birthday's in November.
By the way, this last season that he played for Sacramento, boy, playing for Sacramento will break your spirit. No, I digress. He started 58 games for the Kings,
Yeah.
Averaged 15 points, nearly 7 assists, 5 rebounds. During the season, he became the career leader in rebounds from the point guard position. And he joined LeBron James as the only 2 players in NBA history with 25,000 points and 10,000 assists. He is 4th all-time on a list of people, most career points to never win an NBA championship. Of course, Karl Malone is tops on that list.
Yeah.
With nearly 37,000 points. Then James Harden is at 29,000 plus, Carmelo 28,000 plus, and then Russ at 27,000 plus. He is a guy that never gave up. He rubbed some people the wrong way. He rubbed some of his teammates the wrong way. But never a distraction. And there's a difference, right? You don't necessarily have to love the people that you work with, that you make money with, that you compete with. But I always felt like Russ had the respect of his teammates. That's something like maybe someone like Jimmy Butler rubs people the wrong way and then loses their respect, right?
Yeah.
There's other occasions here, other guys that we can mention.
But as soon as you get on the floor, that all goes away, and it's strictly basketball, and we're here to win, and whatever it takes.
Russ, I wish I've said this for a long time about Russ. And they're like, well, he's not Chris Paul, and he's not. Okay, he's not. You're right, he's not.
He's Russell Westbrook.
He's Russell Westbrook. And I'd rather have a guy on my team that is going to give 110% all the time. Who would you rather have? Russ or Harden?
Russ.
Like, Harden's a better scorer. But Harden's also had moments where, he's packed on pounds to get traded. And then has had talk about, well, does he give maximum effort?
And doesn't deliver in playoff games.
I have the same questions, by the way, for Luka that I do for Harden. Because the longer we go, as special as Luka is, he reminds me a little bit of James. Not Meche, Harden. And now that can change, right? That can change. But if you give me a cat that's got Russell Westbrook's motor, I'll proudly have him on my team every day of the week and twice on Sunday, period. Got to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up hour number 1. I'll be next.
This is RP3 and Meche live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Row coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
This is your Chiropractic Expert Minute, brought to you by Dr. Quentin Briscoe, chiropractic physician.
Hello, I'm Dr. Quentin Briscoe. Veterans, are you struggling with chronic back pain, neck issues, or reduced mobility? You're not alone, and you have options. Chiropractic care is part of your VA health benefits, and at Briscoe Chiropractic, we specialize in non-surgical, drug-free solutions to help manage your pain and improve your well-being. We are proud to work with the VA Community Care Network. Let us help you regain your mobility and enjoy the active life you deserve. In addition to the VA Community Care Network, we are also in network with Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Aetna. We accept motor vehicle accidents and workman's comp cases.
To schedule an appointment with Briscoe Chiropractic, visit drqmb.com or call 337-534-0091. That's drqmb.com or 337-534-0091, because your spine deserves expert care.
Oh, look who's here.
Everybody Loves Raymond is on MeTV.
Who told you that?
Raymond!
America's #1 classic TV network.
Nothing even comes close.
Enjoy 2 back-to-back episodes every weeknight.
We're doing it twice.
Watch Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, it's all about you, Raymond.
Weeknights starting at 8 on MeTV.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. Your home for the Houston Astros.
Oh, let's talk about those Stros, shall we?
Let's do it.
They won.
Yeah, they did. Got
now,
the series.
As Kevin eloquently described on his show earlier, by the way, footnotes 9 to 11 right here on ESPN Southwest Louisiana Sports Station. The footsie broke it down for us. Was it more of an Astros win? Technically, it counts as a dub. Was it more of the Astros winning the game, or was it more of a situation of the Giants finding a way to lose the game? And I could hear that argument. The Giants are a bad baseball team, and they played bad baseball yesterday, and the Astros took advantage and won 2-1 and get up to 2 games above 500. Okert got the win. He's been sneaky good in a reliever role. He's 6-1 now in the season, by the way. The bullpen has been borderline remarkable for the Stros. I could argue the reason why this team is above 500 and atop the American League West is because of Alvarez, because of Cam Smith, and because of the bullpen. Like,
because definitely not the starting pitching.
No, and Okert's now 6-1. He gave him 1 1/3 inning. Just magnificent. No hits, no earned runs. Abreu comes in, no hits, no earned runs, and then Hader comes in and slams the door. No hits, no earned runs in an inning to pick up the save, his 17th of the year. Did they take advantage of an error? They sure did. Did they find a way to score 2 runs on only 4 hits? Yeah, they did. Pena, Alvarez each had a hit. So did Trammell. And so did Allen. And I was just making fun of him yesterday. So there you go. So good for him. He came up big. Trammell had that triple. And that was one of the runs that they were ended up scoring. He was able to come in on a sac fly. So Astros get the win 2-1. It was ugly. It wasn't their best performance by any stretch of the imagination. The Giants kind of gifted them the game. All that is true. But you know what happens when playoff seedings come out for Major League Baseball? They don't care if another team gifted you a win. It's not how it works. 62-60 now. They have a 1.5 game lead on the Rangers in the West standings. They get to 5-5 in their last 10. They needed to get that series victory against the Giants because guess what? They have a divisional series that's about to begin. That'll begin tomorrow. Weekend series back at home inside Daikin Park against the Seattle Mariners. The struggling Seattle Mariners. Cal Riley, the big dumper. He's been a big disappointment. A big smelly disappointment this year for the Mariners. They have been bad. So you go on the road, you get a series victory after losing back-to-back series. Remember, they lost that series to the Padres 2-1. They lost the series back at home against the Blue Jays 2-1. You know, let's build up some momentum here and take down a bad baseball team because the Mariners are a bad baseball team right now. So that series will begin tomorrow. And, of course, we'll have game 1 of that series for you right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles tomorrow evening. First pitch, 7:10. Astro launch will begin at 6:40. We got to take a timeout because hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2, we're going to hear from Coach Des. We're going to hear from Lane Kiffin and more. That's next.
Around Acadiana, community means supporting the businesses that make our hometown special. That's why we're proud to spotlight local companies that are certified South Louisiana.
Delta Home Center and Delta Trailer Sales, your one-stop shop for utility and cargo trailers. Heavy-duty dump and gooseneck trailers, portable buildings, cabins, decks, porches, fences, carports, and site-built metal shops. Located at Exit 7 in Carencro or at deltatrailersales.com.
When you support local businesses, you strengthen the communities we call home. Shop local, support local. Certified South Louisiana.
Imagine a place where wellness, luxury, and community come together. Welcome to City Club at River Ranch, Acadiana's premier private club. Enjoy a state-of-the-art fitness center, exceptional tennis and pickleball programs, resort-style amenities, and a vibrant social atmosphere. Whether you're pursuing your fitness goals or expanding your social circle, City Club offers an unmatched member experience. Visit cityclubatriverranch.com today. City Club at River Ranch, where lifestyle meets distinction.
Do you know how many tax resolution firms have been forced to close because they were taking advantage of people or have gone out of business? It happens all the time. Hi, this is Kerry Bryson with the Bryson Law Firm. As a matter of fact, there are national tax relief companies that are currently under court orders to cease operations. So if you have IRS issues, do not fall for the threats and scare tactics of the national so-called tax relief companies. The Bryson Law Firm has been doing this for decades. We have a AAA BBB rating, and our entire focus is IRS problems and tax liability issues. An IRS problem is a legal problem. Let the Bryson Law Firm help you get relief the right way. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Bryson Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Don't put it off any longer. Call the Bryson Law Firm. Our headquarters are in Lafayette, and we have offices statewide. Or visit BrysonLawFirm.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Bryson Law Firm. LSB filing number LA2519684.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Carencro Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up!
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys! Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros took the go-home game with the San Francisco Giants 2-1 yesterday afternoon. Nick Allen delivered the decisive go-ahead run on a sac fly in the 8th inning to seal it for Houston. Now the Astros will have a day off as they travel back to Houston to get ready to host the Mariners on Friday night. Quarterback Jaden Daniels has issued a cease and desist to LSU, telling his former school that they can no longer use his name, image, and likeness. The decision by Daniels' camp was made due to sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett being given the number 5 jersey for the upcoming season. New head coach Lane Kiffin gave Pickett the number 5 jersey earlier this offseason, stating that the previous coaching staff promised the number to Pickett during his recruitment to LSU. Will Wade has finally added another player to his team in UCLA transfer guard Sky Clark. Clark is seeking a waiver for a 5th year of eligibility, and if granted, LSU would be his 4th team in 5 years. The NFL preseason gets fully underway tonight with 6 games taking place. Play begins at 6 p.m. with the Detroit Lions facing the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then 3 more games will follow at 6:30 and 7 p.m. before the last kickoff of the night between the Tennessee Titans and the San Francisco 49ers at 8 p.m. The Los Angeles Lakers were sold yesterday for a record-breaking $12.5 billion to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. The sale is the largest for a sports franchise in history, beating out the Lakers' previous sale in 2025 by $2.5 billion. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. Dynamic duos are nothing new to Louisiana sports fans. Breeze and Colston, Burrow and Chase. And here in Acadiana, we have our very own dynamic duo.
You're beautiful.
It's the big, bald, bearded, and beautiful one, Raymond Parch III.
I'm sexy and I know it.
And the man with the best head of hair in sports talk radio in Louisiana and Mississippi, James Meche. Here is RP3 and Meche on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Hour number 2 has arrived here on RP3 and Meche as we broadcast live from inside the Beal and Hebert studios here in Upper Lafayette. Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. I'm joined, as always, by James Meche. Amazing job by you in hour number 1.
Like I'm just upholding the standard.
The man's rocking his Pro Football Hall of Fame sweatshirt.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, you are. We had a bit of a crisis, though, in the airport coming on the way back home where someone spilled a little ranch.
The ranch went rogue on me.
The ranch went rogue on them, and you would have thought someone had abducted a child, how upset our guy was. I was like, dude, let's take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. You can go clean it up. And sure enough, it looks like it's still brand new to me today, bud.
Yeah, you couldn't tell.
No, see? There we go. Coming up this hour, our one guest on this Thursday, that's Les East. He'll join us at 12:30 to talk all things New Orleans Saints training camp and their first preseason game, which will be coming up on Saturday inside the Superdome. And coming up in about 15, 20 minutes or so, we're going to hear from Coach Dez, who spoke with the media earlier this week during the second week of fall camp for the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. And we ask you to continue voting on our poll question of the day, which we'll give you an update on that as well. But we're going to kick off hour number 2 by discussing LSU. Not the Jaden Daniels drama with his jersey number. Well, once again, what's interesting about that is that it has nothing to do with, like, DJ Pickett. It's just they're claiming, it has nothing to do with DJ. It's it's just the image and likeness,
Just say you don't like J.D. Pickett.
Yeah, just
or DJ Pickett.
Just say what you want to say. And then this whole wrinkle about, and by the way, the Heisman Trust gives out the trophy to the school. They have their copy and gives a trophy.
I also
to the
want
player.
your copy.
Cat.
Not how that works.
Look, he's my quarterback for my team. I want him to succeed, but
you need him to stop being a dum-dum.
I need him to be locked in for the season. I need him to be locked in to the season.
What I want to know is how much is it his mom being the puppeteer?
We know how involved she is in his brand, in protecting his brand, and
he's not allowed
making sure women don't come around
I was
him.
to say he's not allowed to interact with a single woman other than herself.
Correct. So there's a lot going on there. Look, it's their dynamic, mothers and sons. I'm not gonna poke my nose into that. It's none of my business. But yeah, the timing of it, like right before the start of the season, just seems, I don't know, seems like a lot of nonsense. But no, there is a team across the basin that has lofty expectations that's trying to prepare for the season to meet said expectations. And, of course, that's the LSU Tigers under new head coach Lane Kiffin with a new quarterback in Sam Levitt and new wide receivers and new offensive linemen and so forth and so forth. And the Lane train spoke with the media this week during the second week of fall camp. And a lot of people want to know about the quarterback, Sam Levitt. And he didn't get to really practice in the spring. We didn't get to really practice, do anything in over the summer. And he's 100% healthy now. And people are excited about that. And this is what the Lane train had to say about what he's seen from his quarterback that he got from Arizona State. What has he seen so far from him in fall camp?
Sam's had a great week. Had a great practice today, taking care of the ball, really throwing the ball really accurate and on time. Extremely pleased with his week and how he looks. We have high standards how we want things and what we want them to look like, and probably it was probably unrealistic what I was expecting him to look like when he can't move and he's, just throwing without really having his weight to be able to push into. So now that he's healthy, he's had a great week. We're really excited about him.
The thing when you watch him back at Arizona State is that he's an athletic quarterback. He can make plays with his legs. He's got a good arm, very good arm at times. The thing that I noticed before the injury, and the stats back this up. Now, some of it is going to be situational because sometimes stats can be misleading. They can lie to you, right, James?
Look, people always say numbers don't lie, but I always say they can be manipulated.
They can be. So a lot of times you'll look at numbers like touchdown interception ratio or turnovers, and you go, sacks as well. That can even be misleading for an offensive line. If a play is extended and the quarterback's trying to make something happen well beyond the time of blocking, and he takes a sack, well, that's not really on the offensive line. That's more on the quarterback. And the same can be said about turnovers as well, right? An interception when the ball hits the wide receiver's hands and he is unable to catch it and just falls into the lap of a defensive back, is that on the quarterback? No, that's on the wide receiver, right? So, but what I hear there is, the big thing for Sam Leavitt to elevate his game, he's got to cut down on the turnovers because he can kind of be a little loose with it, right? So that'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward with that. Now, speaking of Sam Leavitt, we also got to hear from him. And he made sure to let everyone know when he spoke to the media this week that our guy, Colquette, he's been 100% for months.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% right now, and I've been 100% for the past few months. Just want to show a lot of love to Dallas and the whole staff, just constantly grinding, getting me back. And like my health is one thing that I take very seriously, whether it's the food I eat, the way I sleep, the way I recover. So it was really never a question for me. You can ask everyone from everywhere I've been. That's kind of something that I prioritize in my life. I think on kind of an extreme level. So yeah, I'm, ready to go.
Colquette sounds a little boring. Which
slightly.
He got a little bit of a wallpaper personality there.
He's from Oregon. Can't expect too much.
Pacific Northwest kid. But I don't know if that's a bad thing. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, especially
at that position.
I was going to say, especially if you deliver and you make plays and you help the team win, no one cares how you sound. As long as you win, that's all that matters.
He's been 100% for a while. That's good. Now, something that they're utilizing at LSU is VR. Can you explain to the folks what that is real quick for maybe the older folks that don't know what that is?
Yeah, virtual reality. So kind of depending on what it is or depending on exactly what you're using and what you're using it for, kind of having like almost like a helmet, cover your eyes, and you're going through it. It's basically a simulation where you kind of go through different scenarios. So it really works well, and I'm almost kind of surprised that it wasn't used a couple of years sooner with how much we've had VR for now. Especially if like you're doing these simulated rides at like amusement parks, whether it's like at Disney or what have you. You'll put on the goggles and they'll simulate you kind of going through the roller coaster even though you're not actually moving, but it's moving it for you, and you're kind of doing that. It's in a similar sense with what they're doing with this VR system, where instead of you taking the actual hits, you're still going through those mental reps. And Sam kind of talked about it and talked about how it's helping him and the quarterbacks and the offense as a whole getting prepared for the season.
Jack Marucci and his whole staff with the virtual reality stuff, it's just been a blessing to come here, have resources like that. People are really pouring to the entire organization from all cylinders. So, just taking advantage of that as much as possible. Obviously, going through fall camp right now is difficult. There's not that much time, but grinding as much as I can. And it's incredible to be able to see reps live. It's almost like a live rep without taking the toll on your body. So it's been a blessing.
So for a guy coming back from injury, this is a way for him to learn the playbook. This is a way for him to kind of stay sharp mentally. It's another level, kind of another wrinkle in preparation, which if you're an LSU fan, that's you like to hear. You like to hear that he's been 100%. You like to hear that he's been utilizing this virtual reality system as well. And look, if he can cut down on the turnovers and he's healthy and he can build chemistry with the wide receiving core and the tight ends, and that offensive line can block, they could have a special season. Like they should be a college football playoff team. But it's also a difficult schedule. Now, he was a coveted guy in the portal. Every team that needed a quarterback came after him, right? But he lands at LSU. And Sam explained that process of ultimately arriving in Baton Rouge to play for Lane Kiffin and the LSU Tigers.
Yeah, portal process was pretty crazy. I didn't expect it to go in that direction, just the whole situation, you know. And then when I came out here, took my visit, just kind of fell in love with the place, fell in love with the vision. And, you know, LSU, you walk around and it's a historic place, and just been so many great players come out of here. And then you view, you know, the players that you're going to play against every day in practice, going up against guys like Whit Weeks and TJ Daugherty, you know, and Ty Benefield. It's a special situation for me to be in, just to be able to grind every single day and get better. That's ultimately the end goal. And, you know, to come here and be with this staff, you know, it's a situation where I don't really see how anyone can pass it up.
So he's happy to be there. He's excited to be there. His head coach is excited despite the tone of both of them in speaking with the media.
It may not sound like it, but he is. But he is excited.
You know what else is going to be exciting? I'm interested to see what Lane Train and Charlie Weiss Jr. are going to be doing with the tight end position. Because when we asked Trey Green in Tampa at SEC Media Days about what they got in store for him, he was smiling like a Cheshire cat.
He was grinning ear to ear.
Ear to ear. And so Lane was asked earlier this week about the evolution of the tight end position and what Trey Green can do in this offense. And this is what the head coach had to say.
Yeah, I think on the change, now that I'm kind of becoming an older coach, you have the history of this, and they were much more inline and physical blockers. We actually talked about it the other day that maybe a traditional guy that was even maybe a college All-American and high draft pick nowadays would not be valued near as much, because so much is about the passing game and off the ball and movement. So the game's changed a little bit that way, especially in college. And he really fits that mode, kind of converted receiver type of guy, basketball player. So he's a really great weapon to have and be able to use, and catching range and radius is off the charts. So we're really glad he's here, and look forward to trying to use him in different ways.
Who's going to stand out in the wide receiver? We know Trey Green's got it locked on tight end, right? We know the guys, Harlan Berry and whatnot, they're going to be running the football.
Going to be the X factors.
At wide receiver, though, there's a lot of new faces there, right? Who's going to step up? Who's going to emerge as one of the top 2 or top 3 wide receivers in this offense? And this is what Lane had to say about navigating that room filled with wide receivers.
Yeah, I think it would be a bigger deal if we'd been here. If you think about it, all the players, really, whether they were here or not, are new to us offensively. So I don't think it makes a big a deal, how many at each position were here versus weren't. Now defense, that's different. So no one had a head start on anybody. So they're all basically new. And we retooled that room, almost from top to bottom. And it's been very competitive. It's really one of the better rooms from the bottom of it, the competition down there and the quality of it, which is important, because not just do those guys play, but even below them, that's what make your practices better, because they're the service team that you're going against. So we try to really make every slot on the roster better every chance that we have.
I think you're going to see early on in the season with the wide receivers, I don't think you're going to see someone emerge as the number 1 or the number 2 guy. I think it's going to take a little while. And it's really going to depend right on the chemistry and the comfortability in this offense. The chemistry with Sam Levitt, the quarterback, and then the comfortability in the offensive scheme. I think it's going to take a while. There's going to be guys that are going to probably start early in the season at the wide receiving position that won't be the starters by the midway point.
Yeah, and it feels like the way this year's wide receiver group for LSU kind of feels like how it was with the Louisiana Raging Cajuns for the last handful of years or so before Shelton Sampson and others came into town, where it was just a constant rotation of guys. Because I look at the 14 wide receivers they have on this roster. Whether you look at Winston Watkins Jr., Josh Jackson, former McNeese Cowboy, Jackson Harris, Jabari Mack, because they have a lot of freshmen, Trey Brown, Eugene Wilson III. Like, they got a good mix of young guys, especially freshmen. They got a couple of redshirt juniors, and they even have a fifth-year senior in Brown. So there's not one single guy where you're like, he is the alpha of this room. He's going to take charge. He is going to be the go-to guy for Sam Leavitt. So this feels like something where it's going to be a rotation, guys, where don't get used to seeing one guy too often and there being necessarily a go-to guy. It feels like if you're going to look for someone in the pass game, it's going to be Trey Green. But when it comes to the outside with the wide receivers, depending on the play, depending on the game, depending on the scenario, it could be easily Jace Brown or Roman Mothershed. So, like, you just don't know. It's basically throwing a dart at the board blind, and you're just trying to figure out who's going to be the wide receiver that's going to step up today. Guess we'll find out when we get out there.
Guess so. We got to take a time out. When we come back here on RP3 and Mesh, we'll go from the other side of the basin to right here in our backyard, the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. Coach Dez spoke with the media this week about fall camp. That's next.
This is RP3 and Mesh, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
The annual Fête du Teche boat procession will be floating down the Bayou Teche on August 15th. Thousands of people come every year to celebrate their faith and Louisiana heritage. The day begins with a mass by Bishop J. Douglas Desatel at St. Leo's Catholic Church in Leonville before the dozens of boats depart along the Bayou Teche to St. Martinville, retracing the voyage of the Acadians over 250 years ago. There are many stops along the way for people to pray and give public witness to their faith. For more information, visit fêteduteche.org.
From Tiger Stadium to the Texas State line, ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is your home for live and local sports talk in Southwest Louisiana. We're your official home for the LSU Tigers and Houston Astros. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles also tackles the latest involving the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, McNeese Cowboys, and New Orleans Saints. So keep it locked right here. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Did you know you can get great tasting Clear Springs artesian water delivered to your office or your doorstep at home? Clear Springs is 100% local with their own bottling facility at the world-famous Kentwood Aquifer, no chemicals added. Just pure Kentwood, Louisiana artesian water. Clear Springs Water offers delivery of 5 or 3-gallon water service with a hot and cold temperature water cooler or even single-serve bottles delivered to your home or office. Easy to reach, clearsprings.net, then contact us tab or 337-519-3563.
Do you know how many tax resolution firms have been forced to close because they were taking advantage of people or have gone out of business? It happens all the time. Hi, this is Kerry Bryson with the Bryson Law Firm. As a matter of fact, there are national tax relief companies that are currently under court orders to cease operations. So if you have IRS issues, do not fall for the threats and scare tactics of the national so-called tax relief companies. The Bryson Law Firm has been doing this for decades. We have a AAA BBB rating, and our entire focus is IRS problems and tax liability issues. An IRS problem is a legal problem. Let the Bryson Law Firm help you get relief the right way. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Bryson Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Don't put it off any longer. Call the Bryson Law Firm. Our headquarters are in Lafayette, and we have offices statewide. Or visit BrysonLawFirm.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Bryson Law Firm. LSB filing number LA2519684.
You thinking trailers? Think Tibbs. Whether you tug it, tow it, or transport it, Tibbs Trailers is your headquarters for enclosed, flatbed, and hydraulic trailers. You won't find a better selection or a better price than right here. We've got the experts to repair or customize your trailer so it'll be ready for whatever you pull it through. Why would you go anywhere else when you can go to Tibbs Trailers? Now we're talking trailers.
Between Scott and Doosan.
MeTV is America's #1 classic entertainment television network. And here's one of the reasons everybody loves MeTV.
Oh, it's a classic.
The great comedy lineup on weeknights.
This will be fun. Come on.
With Meche.
Loaded with snappy comebacks.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I was just funning with Barney.
And Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now we got a show.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
You're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Your home for the best local sports talk in Southwest Louisiana.
You bring someone in, you invest time, you invest reps, and then this emergency hearing happens. And look, man, like at some point as a coach, like eligibility forever was 4 years, and that's what it was. And you set your roster and you make plans and you go to move on. Like I don't know, all these injunctions and all this stuff. I mean, it's impossible. You know, we get pissed the NCAA doesn't enforce the rules. When they enforce the rules that they have, there's a damn lawsuit and an injunction, and then as coaches, we jump on board and we just go back in with it. Like, I don't know. At some point, we got to say the rules. We respect the rules, and we're going to play by them. And I don't know. I just – it's hard to understand what game you're playing when you don't know the rules. All this stuff happens, and all of a sudden you're in fall camp, and you get all this stuff. Like, well, I mean, hell, if we'd have known this a long time ago, yeah, we'd have kept a guy like Trey. He's a great team player. He's a kid that you'd want back. But how's it fair to him to bring him in now? How's it fair to everyone that's been here? And then what happens when you bring him in and he's ineligible? Do you forfeit the games that he played? Or does he just have to stop playing when he does? Then what happens to that kid? So what does he do the rest of the year? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. At some point, we got to let people enforce the rules. And you know, it's something that's been frustrating me a little bit. But, you know, for us, I feel like this is the right thing to do for us, because I don't think it's all cut and dry. I don't think it's as easy as they're all good to go. I think that there's more coming down the line. So we're going to get ready to go with the guys that we got, and you know, for a number of reasons. But, you know, that's what we're going to get ready to do.
Coach Dez talking about coaches being accountable and having to follow the rules. He's talking obviously about the injunction that's happened that's granting players now another year of eligibility, and they can try to play this year, which is a whole mess in itself. You can tell Dez is not a fan.
Look, Dez is very old school, which I can appreciate when it comes to the process and how everything should be laid out for college athletics.
He doesn't really mince words. Now, the follow-up to that was after the court ruling that he just talked about, and talked about how coaches should approach it. Did anyone that played for the Cajuns last year that maybe ran out of eligibility, did they try to use an extra fifth year after this court ruling? And this is what Dez had to say.
Yeah, I mean, we only had one, you know, with Trey Tomlinson. I think there are a lot of hurdles that are still left to go. You know, the NCAA's filed an emergency appeal, and when the appeal gets heard, if it's not passed, then they're going to be immediately ineligible. I still think there's a lot of things to go. I mean, I think on top of that, you have, you know, 85 scholarships with guys that are already on scholarship. You know, I mean, I guess some of these places, you know, are just putting another one on scholarship. I don't know. You know, maybe that's the way they can operate. We can't. We don't. You know, you got a 105 limit. You know, we're at 105. Like, you know, I mean, we have, you know, I should say we have a couple walk-on spots that we can do, and we'll do a tryout when we get in. But, you know, scholarship-wise, we're done.
Yeah, so that's the wrinkle to this, right? Because you already got your team set. Scholarships have already been doled out. It's not like you got extra ones. Now, could someone say, hey, player so-and-so, won't you come to camp and, you know, we'll find a way to get you a grant or academic situation, right? Like, there's ways around it, especially in this era of NIL. There's ways around it. But once again, just Dez does not really mince words. Lunch Winfield burst on the scene last year. Remember when we had all those reports about, well, you know, he never looked great and consistent in practice. Yet, when the lights turned on and he had to be thrown out there to be the starting quarterback for the team, he shined. And obviously this offseason's been a huge offseason for him. Can he elevate his game? Can he take it to that next level? Can he look just as good in practice as he does on the day of the game? Because if he looks better in practice, more than likely he's going to be looking even better during the game. And this is what Coach Dez, who knows something about playing quarterback, former Conference Player of the Year, by the way, when he played for the Raging Cajuns back in the day. This is what he had to say about Lunch developing as a passer.
Yeah, well, his job's to throw the ball on time where it needs to be, right? And, I think in zone stuff and on in breakers and timing routes, it's not as big of a deal. On deep balls, I do think it is a little bit. Now we're still early in the camp, so we need to get those guys back as soon as we can. Where you got time to do it, and they worked all summer, did a really good job all summer. But the reality is, we keep an on the hands percentage, an accuracy percentage, and we keep an actual percentage. And the accuracy percentage has been really good. The completion percentage, truthfully, is better than it was last year in the season. With the drops, eliminate the drops, and you're in a really good spot. And that's it's what you got to work through. But part of it in camp and in these spring ball, fall camp, those situations, you are playing a lot of guys that probably won't play a whole lot, and sometimes you do have a few more of those. But we could sit there and make excuses, right? It's because they're tired, or it's because they have to, they're in groups they shouldn't. But reality of it is, you got to do it. So I think of the deep balls, I do think it can affect it. The other stuff, though, timing, route depth and precision and detail is expected across the board.
I think Lunch is going to have a very good season. My concerns, like with every team every year, I'm going to sound like a broken record, is offensive line. I'm old school. Doesn't matter how good you are at quarterback, wide receiver, or running back if your offensive line isn't good. And we've seen the Cajuns have a good offense and then the offensive line become a mash unit, and then all of a sudden they can't win. So there's a legitimacy there to how's this offensive line going to be. Now, wide receivers, we've heard that they're banged up, right? Beat up. Shelton Sampson's dealing with an injury. Other guys are dealing with injuries. But that doesn't mean that their wide receiving core is in bad shape. It just means that other guys have had the opportunity to step up, and that's exactly what Dez said.
Yeah, some of it's really good, right? Russ Babineau has been competing his tail off, competing on the ball. Doing some really good things out there. When you get the ball in his hands, he's running and he's doing it the right way. He's competing down the field. Kadarius Wade, I think, has stepped up. Aside from one day that he didn't have a very good day, the 5 out of the 6 were really good. Christian Brooks is a freshman that right now at X, a couple of those guys that you want to step up and respond, they're not practicing great, so Christian is. And, the thing I've told him since January, I don't care if you got here in June or you've been here for 6 years. We're going to play the ones that are going. So I think those 3 in particular at receiver have done a good job. I think Brock and Caden Jensen have been really good. Really good to see, like Emiliano, Teddy Golick step up a little bit, because, I was honest with them in the spring. I didn't think we played good enough behind Brock and Caden. And I told him, we have to have a third or a fourth guy that's ready to go. And, Quandre Coates, I think, has played really well. So you're spreading out a little bit. Really pleased with the running back.
So Dez is happy with the guys that have stepped up and taken advantage of the opportunity, including a former Acadiana High Wrecking Ram. So there you go. Got to take a time out. Before we do so, a bit of news involving the Jaden Daniels drama. We'll go ahead and share that with you real quick. Koki Riley, our guy, is on top of this.
Oh, love ourselves some Coke.
Oh, big fan of Koki. He works for The Advocate. DJ Pickett's father has now chimed in. He has shared his response to Jaden Daniels' cease and desist letter at LSU. Don't expect DJ to change numbers anytime soon. Quote, this right here makes us want us to wear this number even more. End quote. Outstanding.
The pettiness is at an all-time high.
The gift that keeps on giving, the drama from Baton Rouge. What a year it's been. Just honestly.
How about our guy Preston then also saying, how to destroy your brand 101?
Chef's kiss. We got to take a time out. When we come back, our only guest of today's show, we'll talk Saints training camp preseason with Les East of CrescentCitySports.com. That's next.
This is RP3 and Meche, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
The Houston Astros took the go-home game with the San Francisco Giants 2-1 yesterday afternoon. Nick Allen delivered the decisive go-ahead run on a sac fly in the 8th inning to seal it for Houston. Now the Astros will have a day off as they travel back to Houston to get ready to host the Mariners on Friday night. Quarterback Jaden Daniels has issued a cease and desist to LSU, telling his former school that they can no longer use his name, image, and likeness. The decision by Daniels' camp was made due to sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett being given the number 5 jersey for the upcoming season. New head coach Lane Kiffin gave Pickett the number 5 jersey earlier this offseason, stating that the previous coaching staff promised the number to Pickett during his recruitment to LSU. Will Wade has finally added another player to his team in UCLA transfer guard Sky Clark. Clark is seeking a waiver for a 5th year of eligibility, and if granted, LSU would be his 4th team in 5 years. The NFL preseason gets fully underway tonight with 6 games taking place. Play begins at 6 p.m. with the Detroit Lions facing the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then 3 more games will follow at 6:30 and 7 p.m. before the last kickoff of the night between the Tennessee Titans and the San Francisco 49ers at 8 p.m. The Los Angeles Lakers were sold yesterday for a record-breaking $12.5 billion to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. The sale is the largest for a sports franchise in history, beating out the Lakers' previous sale in 2025 by $2.5 billion. I'm Blake Persher, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you. Do you need more of the fellas here on Southwest Louisiana's sports station? Of course you do. So go make sure and subscribe to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles YouTube channel at ESPN_SWLA. Don't forget to turn that bell on so you get notifications for new episodes of 4 Tire Change Podcast, where Dawson Iserloh talks all things NASCAR, or Cleats and Sneaks with James Meche. Get yourself more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station at ESPN_SWLA on YouTube.
The heart of Acadiana is its local businesses, the people, families, and companies that help our communities thrive. Here's a message from a proud certified South Louisiana business.
Candyland Cottage is the place to satisfy all your cravings. Find delicious ice creams, fresh fudges, truffles, hot dogs, sausage po' boys, Frito pies, and homemade shakes. Visit us in Scott and Rain for a sweet treat. Plan your next birthday party or field trip at Candyland Cottage.
Shop local, support local. Certified South Louisiana.
Are you looking for an eye expert? Well, visit Acadiana Optics in Broussard, locally owned, founded, and operated by Broussard native Dr. Lindsay Dugas. From comprehensive eye exams for glasses and contacts to diabetic exams, pediatric eye care, emergency eye care, cataract and LASIK evaluations, Acadiana Optics provides family eye care for all vision needs. Enjoy state-of-the-art technology, designer frame selections, prescription Maui Jim sunglasses, and custom glasses and contacts. Acadiana Optics in Broussard. Call today to schedule your appointment.
We are the soldiers of the Louisiana Army National Guard. We are your neighbors. We are your sons and daughters. While we serve part-time, we are learning valuable life and job skills. We are earning money for college, for trade and technical schools, and for certification. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. We are your Louisiana Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Your Honor, I would like to introduce exhibit number 1.
MeTV is America's #1 classic television network.
There can only be one #1, me.
MeTV features over 60 of the greatest classic TV series each week.
Go with the winner.
Enjoy dramas, comedies, westerns, sci-fi, and more.
You just watch me.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
MeTV is memorable entertainment television.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perished in the line of duty, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on United States Deputy Sheriff's Association, please visit usdeputy.org.
Green 18 set! Who dat ready for New Orleans Saints talk? We are. That's who. Time to talk all things black and gold. This is the Big Easy Blitz here on RP3 and Meche.
And let's talk about the black and gold by heading out to the ESPN hotline and bringing on our first and only guest of today's edition of the show. He's our only guest because he's just that good. It's our guy, Les East of Crescent City Sports. Les, how goes it on this Thursday?
Well, it's going much better right now because after a 2-hour-plus practice and then another hour of interviews, I just found a chair where I can sit down for this interview. So I'm doing much better than I've been doing most of the morning.
It's a well-deserved rest by you, so I'm glad there is a chair available. Going into today's practice, though, we heard a lot of good things. It sounded like the offense really bounced back, and Shuck was delivering dimes to Olave and Tyson and others, and it sounded like it was a great day. It's just the only sourness, I guess you could say, was that actually rookie wide receiver Jordan Tyson did end up leaving practice early with an injury. What can you tell us about that and how the whole practice went along?
Yeah, that would be the big question mark at this point. We don't know a whole lot. It was a leg situation. He was helped off the field by a trainer. It didn't look terribly bad at the time. Perhaps it's a hamstring, which is an area where he's had issues in the past. But Kellen Moore didn't have an update on it. Probably will know more tomorrow. They're going to I have a walkthrough at the Dome tomorrow, and he'll talk after the walkthrough. So we'll probably know a little bit more by then. So at this point, there's no reason to think it's anything serious. But if it is, in fact, a hamstring, that raises a flag because of issues he's had there before. But overall, I got to say that, they practice on adjacent fields, the Saints offense against the defense and vice versa. And the media is kept on the perimeters, so you can't follow both practices at the same time. I happen to watch more of the Jacksonville offense versus the Saints defense. But, it was 90-plus plays on both sides. It was very good work in extreme heat. And, the Saints defense basically had a good day, and they've been very good all camp. Julian Blackman picked off Trevor Lawrence very early in the first possession. That was significant. The defensive line had a very good day. Chase Young had an unofficial count of 6 sacks by himself. We're awaiting independent confirmation of that number. It seems a little bit high. But he was extremely good, and the interior defensive line was very good as well. Offense did better than it's done for much of camp. Tyler Shuck had a nice recognition where he switched to a pass to Chris Olave that produced a touchdown. Saints defense, for all the good stuff, they did have some rough moments in the red zone against Trevor Lawrence, but overall did very well. So it was solid work, good moments, and not as good moments for both the offense and the defense. But they got out of it what they wanted to get out of it, and if Jordan Tyson's injury is not significant, then it was a very good day.
I'll happily take 6 sacks by Chase Young, and especially twice on Sundays once we get into the fall. Speaking of, with these joint practices, how is it for you as a member of the media, Les, trying to balance going back and forth between both fields, trying to focus on the offense, but then also trying to make sure that you get your fair share of defense? How is it for you kind of going through all that whenever something like that happens when you got a preseason game coming up?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky because, we're on the outer perimeter of both. So if you're watching if you're under the overhang, by the training facility entrance, it's a long walk around the back of the end zone to get to the other outside perimeter to watch the other field by airline drive. So it's best really to either stake out one side of the ball or maybe watch half from one side, half to the other, because it's just not practical to go back and forth. Kellen Moore was in the same boat as we were because he's stuck with the first team, with the Saints offense against the Jags defense, but he has the advantage of being able to watch film of the other side. So he didn't have a whole lot to say about the defense because he hadn't seen the film yet. But, you don't get a complete look, but it is important because you get to see a lot of situational work, and that's really the advantage of these practices. Most of the starters aren't going to play in the game Saturday, but, they would only get, one or two series in that game. They get upwards of 90 plays in this game, in this setting, and they're able to focus on red zone as much as they want. They don't have to let the game dictate what situations they're in. So it's good work for the Saints, and it's good work for the Jaguars. And the Saints really felt good about the fact that this is, a team that won 13 games last year that they're going against, and they'll have two other good teams coming up next week with the Cowboys and the Rams.
Looking at a potential signing, we saw the other day that former Lions cornerback and former Alabama Crimson Tide cornerback Terrion Arnold, of course, with everything going off the field with him, he did end up working out with the Saints. Where do you think this process is with him potentially being with the team, and if the Saints would even actually really entertain him actually joining the team throughout the rest of this preseason training camp?
Yeah, I think it's very preliminary at this point. Kellen Moore pointed out the other day that they didn't really work him out. They just had a visit, and they've been doing their homework on the legal problem that has developed that led to his release in Detroit. And so, I think they were doing their due diligence. They're saying that this is a pretty good player at a position where we could use some help, who's on the open market. Let's find out where his head is at, what we can learn about the situation, and then talk about it internally. I wouldn't think that anything is imminent here. I don't know that anything ever will happen here. They're sort of kicking the tires on him in what's a fairly complicated situation because of his legal trouble. So I think he's kind of on the back burner. We'll see if anything develops later on. I don't think we're going to hear anything else about that before next week, if then. And they're going to be gone for more than a week after they leave on Sunday. So I don't know if we're going to hear much more about Arnold or not, but you just don't know.
We're talking with Les East of CrescentCitySports.com. He joins us to talk Saints training camp. I'm seeing a lot of things on social, and I'm seeing some reporting that so far during camp, the front seven of the defensive line, despite losing Brian Bresee to an ACL tear for the year, despite not having Cam Jordan there because of a hamstring issue, has been winning the point of attack with this revamped offensive line. Is that what you have seen?
Yeah, I think in general that's been the case, and I think overall the defense has been ahead of the offense. That's not surprising because they were the better unit last year, and they have more continuity than the offense. I wouldn't say that there's anything on the offensive line that would be a concern at this point. I think it's encouraging that so many defensive linemen have looked good, and that's carried over into the practices. The practice today, that losing Dylan Radins for the season is not good for the offensive line. He was going to be their primary and most versatile backup, and so that hurts, and the depth wasn't great on the offensive line to begin with. But, David Edwards is the real deal. The two young tackles are very, very promising. Eric McCoy is healthy. Right guard is the one area they're not as confident in with Cesar Ruiz coming back, and now losing Dylan Radins, who would have been the next option there. So, I would agree that the defensive line and the defense as a whole have gotten the better of their counterparts on offense, but I don't see that as anything to be concerned about, at least not yet.
What is the concern level about the depth in the front seven, though, with Brzee gone for the year, with Cam being hobbled at least for a little while? Is there any concern at all with the rotation, with having enough, not necessarily enough bodies, but enough good bodies in that rotation in the front seven?
There's a little concern because Brzee was going to be a big part of that, and now he's gone for the year. But that is an area that was going to be one of the deeper positions on the team because they had Vernon Broughton coming back after missing virtually his entire rookie season, and they drafted Christian Miller. So the interior had a lot of bodies there and people they feel good about. Cam was walking around the field throughout the practice today, so it didn't look like his injury's a terrible situation, but he's going to miss some time during August, and we'll see where it plays out after that. But, Nate Shepard had a very big day today. He's a guy I think has been overlooked, defensive tackle. I think he can be a significant player. Broughton had a big day today. I mentioned Kristen Miller. They think has the same type of versatility that Brian Brzee had. So I think they still feel okay about the defensive line. Somebody is going to make the roster who would not have made it otherwise because of Brzee's injury. But I think they can go about 10 deep with pretty good depth. So I'm sure they're looking around to see if there's somebody. In fact, they just signed a defensive lineman, Saunders, to add to the depth. So, they're going to monitor that situation. But at this point, I don't think the level of concern is all that great.
Wrap it up with this. What has been the most impressive thing that you've seen out there during training camp so far? The thing that you went, okay.
Well, I think it's the young wide receivers would be the one that jumps out. Jordan Tyson is the real deal, I think. Now, we'll see how much time, if any, he misses because he limped out of practice today. I don't know that he'll be able to play Saturday. I don't know if he would have played if he were totally healthy. But he looks like the real deal. As long as he's healthy, they have an outstanding complement to Chris Olave, who's had a great camp. And then, Barian Brown from LSU, we focused so much on him during the draft and OTAs as a kick returner, which is his specialty. But he was the leading receiver at LSU last year, and especially at the very beginning of camp, he had some really good days catching the football. So I think he's shown that he can contribute on offense as well as special teams. And then, Bryce Lance, the other draftee at wide receiver, has also had big moments in training camp so far. So I would say that the youth and the depth at wide receiver has been impressive, and that's an area that needs to be a lot better than it was last year.
Les, always appreciate your time and your insight, brother. Thank you for it. Enjoy covering Saturday's game, and we'll talk to you next week, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
We got to take a time out. When we come back, how about we give you an update from the FedEx Championship, the St. Jude's Championship, to be more specific. There in Memphis, as part of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Familiar name sits atop the leaderboard. That's next.
This is RP3 and Meche, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Road coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
August 15th is the date for the 12th annual Fête du Teche boat procession down the Bayou Teche. The day begins with Mass en Francais with Bishop Desautels at 8 a.m. at St. Leo's Church in Leonville. The boats then depart for a Eucharistic boat procession ending in St. Martinville. Register your boat today or find out more information at fêtedudetech.org or by liking their Facebook page. Don't miss the 12th annual Fête du Teche, Saturday, August 15th.
It's hurricane season, and Mid-South Power Solutions wants you and your family to be prepared. Protect your home from sudden power outages with a Generac automatic standby generator, the industry leader. Installed by the experts at Mid-South Power Solutions, the Generac automatic standby generator start up during power failures, keeping your home powered until the local utility restores service. Remember, installing a standby generator is not a do-it-yourself project. Mid-South Power Solutions factory-trained technicians meet the highest standards. Don't get caught in the dark. Visit Mid-South Power Solutions in Crowley or at midsouthpowersolutions.com. Mid-South Power Solutions. Your power, our priority.
We are the soldiers of the Louisiana Army National Guard. We are your neighbors. We are your sons and daughters. While we serve part-time, we are learning valuable life and job skills. We are earning money for college, for trade and technical schools, and for certifications. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. We are your Louisiana Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Oh, look who's here.
Everybody Loves Raymond is on MeTV. Who told you that?
Raymond!
America's #1 classic TV network.
Nothing even comes close.
Enjoy 2 back-to-back episodes every weeknight.
We're doing it twice.
Watch Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, it's all about you, Raymond.
Weeknights starting at 8 on MeTV.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB, over the air on channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
One enjoys eating hot dogs and watching baseball. The other loves eating sushi and playing yogurt U-card games. Not sure exactly what that is, but good for him, I guess. Anyway, back to more RP3 and Meche.
Oh, first round of the FedEx St. Jude Classic, which is part of the FedEx Cup playoffs for the PGA. First round in progress there at TPC Southwind in Memphis. Jordan Spieth shot 5 under today. He's in a 3-way tie atop of the leaderboard. And just one shot behind him. Tommy Fleetwood, and Victor Hovland are both 4 under. So FedEx Cup playoffs are up and running. And Jordan Spieth there is having himself quite the day, at least day one. Can he keep this going? Can he stay this way? We haven't seen Jordan Spieth play really good golf in a long time. At 2 under par, Harris English, McNeely as well. Aberg, Scotty Scheffler, 2 under today as well. So we'll let you know more about this in the days ahead. I want to thank our guest, our lone guest, Les East of CrescentCitySports.com, talking Saints training camp. Appreciate his time for that. Just a reminder, tomorrow will be a best of RP3 and Meche, some of the best interviews that we've done here in the last couple months. We're talking about Pro Football Hall of Famers. We're talking about star LSU players. They're all on deck for tomorrow's special show.
And no, it's not one that sent a cease and desist.
No. We've had him on the show. He was a friend of the show. I don't know. He plays for my little pro team. I don't know. And then Jane Daniels drama. Always something involving LSU these days. Just when you think, hey, it's Thursday. Nope. We got something for you. Let's get a quick update on the poll question of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is putting your own last name on a team jersey acceptable? Right now, half of the votes have said, no way, Jose.
No, I did not vote that way, by the way.
I would have thought you would have.
No.
Look at you.
I'm not as rigid as you make it out to be.
Yeah, that's crotchety.
Yeah.
24% have said absolutely it's acceptable. I voted there. 19% said it's fine. And then 10% have said it depends. Now, obviously, with the updated voting, now 47% have said no way. But it still heavily leads the way, which is honestly pretty disappointing to me. How about Salty Steve, though? Steve said, just by looking at these images, I don't think so. You guys are great in your own right. Look at Salty Steve not being salty on a Thursday.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Let's give it up for Salty Steve.
Turn a new leaf. At least today.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Amazing. Oh, that's going to do it for us today. We're going to pass the baton off to the son of Iceman 2 Degrees himself, the LAB award winner, the LSWA award winner, Dawson Iserloh. Next.
Imagine a place where wellness, luxury, and community come together. Welcome to City Club at River Ranch, Acadiana's premier private club. Enjoy a state-of-the-art fitness